All right, we're good. We're good. We're streaming on YouTube, Facebook, 321 me. You guys can hear me? Good. 321 me, Colton. We're good. We're live. Ladies and gentlemen, has the market topped? And I will show you why the general truth of trading less is indeed more. How to turn a losing trader into a winning trader. Home builders reporting our precise daily stock levels, our game plan analysis, as our game plan and forex, as well as our full stock analysis. I am Mark Melnick. I believe this is the Newsbeat show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat show. I'll talk a little quick. I don't want to take much of your time, but I want to instill and inject as much value in that time as possible. So I did a lot of work this weekend. Have you guys been working half as hard as me this weekend? Maybe you are. Share it in the comment section. I would love, 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 love to see it. And I'm going to show you so many cool things. But first, by watching this video quickly, you have to agree to hold me, Mark Melnick, harmless, not liable for anything that you might hear, see, think, say on this video. If you do not agree to that, you must exit this video immediately. Thank you very much for agreeing to that. We're going to go over, we do have a little bit of a pardon the interruption style going on here. We're going to talk about number one first. We're going to talk, has the market topped and why? So, okay, I want to talk a little about the market and what I basically have done when calling bottoms and tops. So I called the bottom over here at the dead bottom. Yeah, I was very famous for that. And, calling it basically as a long, you know, literally on that Monday, December 24th, and then buying into the market in a major way and making a lot of money on it. And that was one of my famous, long plays. And then what I did was I went ahead and I called the top of the market right here on February 20th. And this was an incorrect call that I made. Now, despite myself and a lot of the Newsbeat were making money because we bought puts and I just basically dumped them the next day. Overall, in hindsight, that was not a correct call of the market. I saw an elevated volume doji bar playing around with the 200 moving average, and I thought it was time to go down. And granted, it did go down. I mean, it did go down the very next day, and then it sort of grinded up and sideways and then down a little lower than that on March 8th and then got higher, and it definitely was not the top of the Qs. But are we in at least a short-term top now? I want to show you why a lot of traders think this way. If you look at the weekly bar of the triple Qs, you see this big inverted hammer with elevated volume. That tends to be a sign that you're topping out. Last time we did that, look over here on July 27th. You hit a low that week of 176.60. Next week, you hit a low of 174.27. Here's another elevated volume bar right here, an inverted hammer. And here's another elevated inverted hammer. So as often as you see these topping out inverted hammers, it's like an upside down hammer. It has the long tail on top, and I guess that hammer knocking part on bottom. That is why a lot of traders think the market has topped out here. Obviously, we could head lower. I think it's going to make going long, it's going to make it easier for the bulls and the bears if the market corrects, because you're going to have money being made on both sides, is my opinion. Now, we're going to share with you the general truth of trading. And if you weren't able to really take a look at our evolutionary gathering, it's quite amazing because I'm going to teach you how to turn a losing trader into a winning trader. So I did have the chance to speak with somebody who's running a prop firm, and I got to work with his team and really try to figure out an answer. And here was the question. The question was, can you take losing traders in a prop firm in a prop setting? And it works for non-prop settings as well. Just the prop settings have prop reports, and they help gather and congregate the data for me, since I'm not looking at people's names and numbers, just for anonymity purposes, of course. And they came out with something very awesome here. And what this was there was 2,800 prop traders. Um, and we basically did a list of these prop traders and we saw how they did from January 1st this year to March 22nd this year. So what I have found and what they have found, and based off the questions I asked them to what kind of data mining I needed, 2,458 of their traders were down money to up $2,000. Now, I consider being up $2,000 at the end of 3 months, and I didn't even include the platform fees, the desk fees, and all the other costs that are the normal, standard costs that are associated with prop desks. I didn't consider a trader up $2,000 or up $500 to consider to be a profitable trader. So I did want to explain like how I came up with these numbers. And I basically looked at these 87% of traders. 2% were up 7,500 or more, by the way, or 55 of them. I did round off on the percentages. So I asked a simple question here. I basically said, how do we get these traders up money? How do we get those 2,458 traders? What could have they done differently? Because as I explained to you, a trader, for example, loses $10,000, might have 15,000 in gains and 25,000 in losses behind all the traders winning and losing trades respectively, and it adds up to negative 10,000. So I stopped and I asked myself, I'm like, what can we do to keep these traders profitable? And what I saw is I started asking questions like, what if they stopped after their first trade of the day? What if they stopped after their second trade of the day? And what I have found and what they have found that if the traders stop trading out of these 2,827 traders, including their losers, which is obviously always going to be the bulk of a proprietary or any trading system. The majority of traders everywhere, um, there are more losers than winners, unfortunately, and that's just how it works with especially in structures and whatnot. So I asked myself the simple question: how do we get these traders to be profitable? And then what I found out is they would be up money, and again, I excluded the platform fees, desk fees. I did not take that into account. The issue with taking that into account is even though they all have platform fees, some of the bigger depositors, they weren't charged platform fees, and not everybody had a desk fee because some people were working remotely. So it was very hard to just add that in. So I decided to just blanket take it out. So 81% of the traders, 2,289 of these traders would be up money. And by up money, I mean $2,000, 1 penny and higher than this number. Because if I consider this a losing trader, I don't want to consider a trader who made 2,000 and up trader. So what I did was I took these traders here and just made one blanket statement that would correct the vast majority, that would literally invert it completely from losing 80 plus percent of traders to winning 80 plus percent of traders. And the answer was very simple and not surprisingly. And you guys listening in the Newsbeat room who are finally becoming that profitable trader that you always wanted to be, you'll notice that a lot of when I tell you one and done and do one or two trades, it actually follows this mentality. These traders would be up money if they stopped trading on every day after their first trades. You and I could talk about it all day for, so why are they saying they're trading all day? Maybe people haven't figured it out. Keep in mind that a lot of the structures out there and the way a lot of the structures work is traders are encouraged. I mean, I think it's a conspiracy. I think it's a conspiracy. Call me crazy. Say, Mark is sitting there listening to SETI at night, listening for extraterrestrial things. And no, I'm not that. But, I do find it funny when there's a blanket training program that is being offered everywhere. Everywhere you go, they have a blanket training program that the firm stands behind. What happens is, if things are so good, and you must assume the majority of traders are above average IQ, I'd like to think that they're above average IQ. I think traders have over a 95 or 100 IQ. I mean, on average, I would like to think that. And you have to ask with all these traders taking the plethora and the myriad of training courses out there, why would all of a sudden the majority of them lose money? And these traders are these are not traders just coming off the street, opening up a brokerage account and saying, hit me, let's do it. These are traders who have passed their examinations, have been through the ropes, The firm definitely gave them some form of training to instill some form of confidence in them. But why would the majority of them fail? Is it the trader? Is it the course? Is it the prop structure? I think it's none of the above. I think it's none of the above. The problem is traders are taught to take certain technical setups every time they happen. And that, for most traders, you could be one of the traders who could trade all day and make money. I happen to be one of those traders. Congratulations. The vast majority of traders are not like us. Bottom line. So these traders would be up money here if they would just simply stop trading after their first 3 day trades. That is why we offer the algorithmic strategy. So just to give you, again, an example, just very, very simple examples. I could give you the Apple example. I could give you any example. All right, let's take Biogen IDEX. So the first three, so I'm saying 3 trades, right? So as you guys in the room know, if I'm doing 3 trades, I'm doing the one and done. Let's say it's a short play. The one and done short, the low one, and a know your limit strategy on the 5 will probably be the first 3 trades that I execute. So we come out in the morning, we give you one name, we don't vomit, a bucket of names on you. One and done is very simple. One and done is very simple. You could short through the first 1 minute bar. The issue with Biogen and doing it here was the options were so spread that we actually it was actually funny on this one. I'll show you because we actually did the first tweet that looked like this, where it's like, warning, wide spreads, tear down, warning, wide spread. So let's maybe not use this one as an example. I'm going to use the Apple from the one day before as an example. And you see right here, if you were an Apple and you did 3 trades, you probably made money. Now, even though we called, 6 trades, I mapped out 5 and I caught 4 of them. Just look, here's the one and done long on Apple. Here's your know your limits on the 1 minute, which we rarely apply. But even if you just did the high one strategy right here, you were looking golden anyway. Afterwards on Apple, because it hit an algorithmic trend line, we thanks for zooming in. We nailed the dead top right here by shorting at the top of that red candlestick right before it fell. Did we make a lot of money? No, not on that one. Then what did we do? We called the know your limit long on the 5. That worked. We called the know your limit long on the 21. That worked. If you did the fun 21 or high 5 or know your limits on either, which is 4 total trades. I know it sounds a little confusing to you guys, but if you watch the videos, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. Free videos on the internet. You would have made money in every single situation trading Apple. You wouldn't have been doing 100 stupid trades. You would have been calm and you would have had a 100% hit rate. That is the power of what we're doing here. So when I tell you guys, and you guys are all of a sudden experiencing profitability, hundreds of you who email us talk about how you're finally turning the corner. If you notice, I could apply that as a blanket statement on every single trader. You don't have to be superior gifted in trading to make it as a trader. I know you would love to think that your brilliance and your dedication and everything you're doing is contributing, towards your success, but sometimes you just can't fight the numbers. You guys who are trading more than 3 times a day on average. In fact, one out of 1 out of 10 of you are going to be successful doing that on average. I mean, on an average day. I'm not saying one day you do, one day you don't, one day you do, one day you don't. 3 trades a day is all you need to be successful. Home builders are reporting, ladies and gentlemen. Home builders are reporting this week, and it's going to be a little bit interesting. We are sort of in that tail end of earnings right now, and you do have names. Let's see, let's just pull up the schedule right here. I'm going to pull up the little schedule right here. You have your Rendai tomorrow morning, Winnebago WGOs tomorrow morning. You have after hours Red Hat and nothing really big. Kronos Marijuana Company, CRON. This name will be reporting on Tuesday right here. This one has been, I'll pull it up on the daily. This one has been pretty strong overall. You have Cons reporting Tuesday morning. This is Tuesday before the market opened. This one can move. I mean, Cons Cons can move on earnings. I mean, I've seen this thing drop like what, 5 points last time approximately. Unbelievable. Everybody's favorite spice company, McCormick, MKC. Always a great name to buy on pullbacks. Why am I saying that? I'll show you. Here, let me show you the monthly. It's a pretty old company. That's the monthly of McCormick. Constantly splitting your shares and going to the moon. Isn't that beautiful? They're reporting. That should be interesting. CCL is Carnival. Carnival will be reporting as well. And then, of course, Tuesday after the close, you have very big KB Homes. KB Homes will be reporting Tuesday after the close. That should definitely be an interesting one. Then you have like small retailers like Ollie's Bargain Outlet and Shoe Carnival. They're reporting. Wednesday morning, you have Lennar, Len. Lennar is reporting Home, at Home Group, Paychecks, and other names, other smaller names. The foreign McDonald's, Arcos Dorados, Golden Arches, they're reporting. So more importantly, guess what's reporting Wednesday after the close? Lululemon. I just feel they're going to crush on earnings. I don't know. Every time I walk by that store, it's like, I'm telling you, it feels like you're walking in a nightclub. They have the music going. You have like women like just getting down with it, buying $150 pants. One of the most insane environments I've ever been in was a Lululemon. They're reporting that's usually a very good one. Five Below, FIVE, probably seen some of the stores near you. So you're definitely getting very interesting companies that will be reporting this week, especially I think Lulu would probably be my favorite one. Our Restoration Hardware is reporting RH. That'll be Thursday after the close. So you are going to get a lot of interesting names this week. Algo levels for tomorrow. Maybe you like nailing the dead bottom of the triple Qs on Friday right before it exploded up and gave you an ample opportunity to make money. These are tomorrow's levels today. They don't always hit, but when they do, I tend to have an easier time making money buying when the support level breaks and have an easier time shorting when the resistance level breaks. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason, again, as we went over why the market might top, we went over why the general truth of trading, how you could turn the majority of losing traders into profitable traders by simply just changing that aspect of their trading by limiting them to 3 trades. I told the guy who I was speaking to on the prop firm, I said, if I ever run my own prop firm and someone is coming in with less than $100,000, I would force them to shut their system down after their third trade round trip in and out. I would force them to shut down, and I would have the most successful prop firm on Wall Street. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed the Newsbeat show. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.